Hey folks, welcome back to Maypole Farm, and I have been busy betwixt videos, hence running at slow time. And you'll see we have a couple of big trailers of potatoes here. We're going to get these tipped in the yard, and then we're going to claim a whole load of contracts. Because then we're going to buy the sugar beet field and work on getting that prepped in this video. Did enjoy having the big old JCB. Yeah, so I've done, I think it was 2 potato harvesting contracts, which have yielded this insane amount of potatoes. They were really rather generous. I think I've done a mowing contract, which took significantly less time and paid way more than the potato harvesting contracts. But hey, we've got, I think, something like 60,000 litres of potatoes to feed to the cows, which will be good mixed in through time. Can we get that up there and get this pile a little bit less big? Anyway, yep, big old pile of potatoes. Good if we were going to be planting potatoes, because we have lots of seed stock for planting potatoes. Anywho, contracts. So yeah, we did a baling contract. The reason I did a baling contract is because it's for David, and David owns the field that we want, and that gave us more of a discount on the field that we're going to buy. So we'll collect that, and it was really quick. So yep, cultivating contract again for David, so more of a discount on the field that we're buying. The 2 potato harvesting contracts, and then the 1 mowing contract. And that should give us enough money to buy the field that we want, which is great. And then I need to put the truck away, which is left over from when we delivered when we sold the stones. Guess that can tuck down there. That'll work. And that's all okay. So let's go into the map. Buy the field. So we're actually going to pay 100. So this is what's confusing me actually. So I kept looking at £157,000. I am missing the £25,177 discount that we're getting because of doing all our contract work with David. So we're actually going to pay only £132,000 for our field. Bargain. We're then going to go across to precision farming. We are going to buy the soil information, and then we're going to jump in the Steyr and head up to the field and have a look at things. Really need to get some fuel. My expectation is this field will not be in the best condition in the world. Because they rarely are. They rarely are. Yeah. That will obviously give us a nice big crop of sugar beets as well. We really need to, actually, rather than saying, we really need to get the old chainsaw out. Get rid of. Okay. Go up to this one, I guess. Why am I not allowed to cut that tree? I own the field. Cut that one. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay, interesting. Don't understand that. That surely should be on our field boundary. We own that field now. I click on. We own that one. Go to farmland. Maybe it's just on that. Yeah, okay. I think we can enable that in settings. Dark. Settings. Lumberjack. Ink. Anywhere. On. Yeah. I'm going to go open that up. I think we should be able to do that. Make my life way easier if we can enter the field from down there. Because otherwise we're going to have to keep driving up to the top of the field, and that's going to get really annoying really quickly. So, let's go for that one. It's there. There we go. Well, is that going to destroy that or give me half a log? It's going to give me half a log. Okay. Get out of the way. Thank you. We have super strength on. Super strength on. So we can destroy the stump. Is that big enough? Let's open that one up as well. Go. Let's get rid of that stump. Go, and then let's turn off. Cut anywhere, and there we go. So you can go in the hedge over there. Someone remind me that those are there when we want bits of wood to do stuff with the... Where's the other bit gone? I don't know. When we want wood to do stuff with the grain dryer. Right. How are we looking? Bad pH or full nitrogen. So let's turn super strength off. Let's get some fertilizer. How much does even the... Oh, it's 3,200 litres. We've got 500 litres. So fertilizer. I get 2 bags delivered. I know, realism is key, folks. Realism is key. Life's short. Play how you want to play. Unless you're doing forestry, and then it's wrong. And then let's get GPS set up. This is going to use so much fertilizer, but that's fine. Steering assist. Let's do 30 meters. You need to adjust to 30 meters, please. Plenty. I know I set it to just under 30 meters. That's fine. Work. And we are probably just going to munch through fertilizer, but we can at least get the fertilizer right, the yield will be better. It's not going to be great, but it'll be better. So, but I don't want to put lime on an essentially fully grown field because that would be wrong. I joke about realism, but that is something that typically I don't do. You might. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, you crack on. Generally, I don't do that. I will accept that the yield's going to be worse because the lime is bad. It's a thing when you buy a field. So. But we can at least sort out the nitrogen so that it's not awful. You want to turn the other way, buddy. The wheel goes that way. Yeah. Good job. And off we go again. Yeah, I thought we'd try and get this done. We might need to sleep before we can sort the carrot field, but it seemed like a good opportunity to get this sorted. And we've still got 30 grand in the bank, which is really nice. So, yep, really happy. The cows have still got a decent amount of food, actually, so I might be able to sleep into September and get the carrot field sorted as well, which would be good. Put us in a good place, and then I think it's October when we're going to be able to harvest. Well, October's the earliest we'll be able to harvest this, so that would be good. So the potatoes, for now, the intent is to put those into the cows. We can put that into the feed because I've edited the feeding. Can't normally, I don't think, with FS25 without mods, but we have modified the feeding so that I can. I think there are mods now that should maybe let you do that easily. I'm not sure. I'm not the best at keeping up with stuff, so. But hey, we carry on. It's Llama tomorrow. Maybe I'll see some of you there. Who knows? But yeah, we'll get this done. We'll get the carrots done, and it's probably going to be a short one today because I am short of time. So, and I'm recording this not too long before I want to upload it. It was a busy old day yesterday. I was in the office yesterday and jumped in the car, and so I have to cross the Dartford crossing. If you're not in the UK, I have to. There's a toll bridge that I have to cross to get to work, and it was closed for reasons. And it meant I had a much longer journey to get to work, which didn't start the day great. I'd had a couple of hours of not sleeping in the night due to insomnia, and then it was a really long journey home due to stupid people and traffic. So yes, it was a really long day, and I was really tired. And, didn't get stuff done that I had hoped to in the evening, so doing this before work. Yeah. So that's done. So that's going to give us a yield of 118%, which is pretty good actually. So I'm going to sleep, and then we will do the carrot field. Before I sleep, because that shed had a lot of hay in it, and we've got some potatoes to kind of try and balance out some of the imbalance in the feeding, I'm just going to throw in a shovel full of potatoes. So you can see it here. If we look at shed 1, that's the ratio. If you look at shed 2, base food is way higher. Now they will just eat the base food, and that's fine. But we can try and make it so that when they get to that point, they're a little bit healthier by dumping in a bunch of potatoes. This is probably going to skew it the other way, but you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. If we look now, that's maybe a little bit better. Yep, I just wanted to show you that before I just leap, which I'm going to do off camera. So yeah. Right, shed 1 is a little low on food, so we're going to have to do a quick mix before we go look at the carrot field. So let's drop that off the back. I bet real farmers wish it was as quick as doing that. Maybe someone will invent a Q button for them. Yeah, but we need to quickly mix some feed up. And I've got everything switched off for tabbing at the moment, which is really annoying. I think in the mixer we can have like maybe 10% potatoes, so I'm going to grab a little bit to take over, which will be less than 10%. Because it's an 1800 litre mixer. I just didn't want to end up with too much. That doesn't tell me. What will tell me is if I do that. And it will also somehow magically destroy the audio for the recording, which is great. So we're doing it again. So yeah, it was 10% potatoes is the maximum, which would have been 18,000 litres. So we're going to end up with about 5% potatoes. Yeah, I don't know what I did to OBS doing that. Well, I did a scene switch somehow. But why that messed the audio up, I have no idea. But yeah, here we are. We are re-recording the last 10 minutes of commentary. So not great, because I'm literally trying to get this video done hours before I want to release it. So yeah. Bale spike on. So I'm going to use up the bales for this mix, and then because the silage in the clamp is pretty much fermented, I'm going to switch to using that and save the bales, because last year we just about used the fermented silage in time to have the clamp empty for cutting corn, and basically the bales can sit there as long as we want them to, so that should be fine. Now what I should have done here is put the hay in first, because now we're starting to put more stuff in the mixer. We're getting very, very close with 2 silage bale, and that's not going to matter because we're going to be switching. So yeah, but in this case, because I'm putting in more than 18,000 litres of bales, and there's a ratio requirement. So yeah, thankfully it does work out okay. But anywho, I was a little bit nervous as I was mixing this, but you don't get to hear that nervousness. You get to hear cool, calm, collected me as we do this a second time. So I was just checking how much milk we've got, and it's actually quite a lot. Forgotten how good Maize Plus Animal Food Edition levels of milk production is. 10,000 litres of milk, or 13,000 pounds worth of milk. That is brilliant. Obviously they're eating Maize Plus Animal Food Edition levels worth of food as well, so that's a thing. But that's fine. I am thinking that I want to get rid of the calves pretty darn soon, actually. I think that's what I'm going to show you in a minute. Me thinking about doing that, because they're basically eating food, and they're not really worth that much. If you think overnight, we've got 13 grand's worth of milk, and the calves are worth like a couple £100, and they're eating food. So, and we're probably not going to be able to sustain a bigger herd in the shed. I need to check that, actually. I'm not sure what the capacities of the sheds are. But I'm not even sure feed production wise we can at the moment. But now we've brought that extra field for what it cost. Maybe we can, because we can probably buy more fields. So I'd quite like to buy the field opposite the one we've just brought in the fullness of time. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're worth like 200-300 quid. Is it worth the food they're consuming? Probably not. I mean, if we sell them, we're only going to get a few grand. As an adult, they're only worth like 3 grand. So, and I don't think we're going to be able to keep enough of them. Maybe we could keep some of the heifers to expand the herd. But we'd probably be better off just buying heifers that are an appropriate age at this point, rather than waiting for them to grow and then have calves, and that just takes ages. So, kind of my thought. If we're going to do that, we might as well buy them rather than waiting for them to grow. The only other alternative would be to do what I did last time on here, buy a pasture to stick them in and just let them graze. Let's get some fertilizer and go get the carrot field fertilized, because that's the last thing that I want to do. That's not the last thing I want to do. That sounds like I don't want to do it. It's the last job that we're going to do on this video. That will have that field sorted and ready to go and just waiting to be harvested then, which is good. Sugar beets are ready to go. Grass field is ready and just needs to grow. But the grass field is ready, I think, and it just needs to grow. We need to check that, actually. So it could just be a case of waiting to have everything grow. Yeah. So I think next time, getting a little bit ahead of myself, I've adjusted the work width right down to 15 meters on here because the field's quite small, and I could not get it to 15 meters. I wish that you could type a number in here, but I know this is set up for console players that don't have the ability to type numbers. But yeah, next time we're going to sell the milk. We're going to sell the calves, I think, to clear out the animal pen. I need to check the capacity to see if we... I don't think it's worth holding on to them. I want to then start looking at... Yeah, so as I say, I think we're going to be harvesting carrots in November. I want to start looking at paying down the loan. So that's a job we need to get done. Apparently I need an eye test according to the text that I've just had. I really do need to get my eyes tested. That's a different matter. Yeah, I want to start looking at paying down the loan so that we've got the flexibility in the future to borrow if we need to. If we're getting like 15 grand's worth of milk a day, we can do that. At least some of it. We should get a thumbnail, and I kind of liked the misty view in the background. I thought that looked quite cool. Yeah, I thought I'd messed up OBS again here, and I did, in fact. Yeah, I'd nudged the screen across. Oh well. It's a slightly cursed video, folks. A slightly cursed video. I have them sometimes. Oh well. Technology seems to hate me at the moment. I've got to admit. Technology seems to hate me at the moment. Which is not good when you work with technology. Oh well. We can't change it. Why? Yeah, I guess that was a row. Barely. Just about. I really shouldn't look at the fertilization map because that really triggers my so someone commented on their OCD and the uneven rows. That doesn't bother me as much as the fertilization map does, and the fact that we can no longer get them nice and even. Now maybe if I used a sprayer I could, and maybe one of the things we should invest in is a sprayer. And now, when I was doing this the first time, I was talking about the fact that I need a way to deal with all of the slurry we've got. So, anyone has suggestions other than just bunging a BGA to deal with all the slurry that we have, that would be useful because we can maybe afford to buy something. Yeah, stick them down below. I did say in this originally, answers on a postcard, please, folks. Or how we can deal with all of the slurry that we have. Because going forwards, we are going to have... I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase. In the future, we're going to have an excess of slurry and manure. And realistically, only one of them can be used to fertilize the fields to a sensible amount. Unless we end up with a lot more land. So, in the short term, we need a way of getting rid of it other than just selling it for not a lot of money. So if you have a suggestion, stick it down below. And that's pretty much it, really. Yeah. Frustrating video to produce because I've had several issues with getting it from doing this, I'm moving my mouse over, driving the tractor, to you watching it. Not helped by the fact that recovering from a day when I was really tired yesterday because I didn't sleep much on Sunday night and had to go into the office. Well, we have to do our day jobs. Yeah. So then I think I went through, because I was talking about how much milk we're producing, but not all of the cows are yet producing milk. So it's going to go up even more. So we're going to be producing even more milk soon. Shed 2 is the one that's not producing as much as it can do. And the productivity is not 100% yet either. So, yeah. Going to get even higher, which is great. There's it down a little bit because they don't have TMR. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. And I will see you all next time.